Hello and welcome back. Today we're going to be looking at how we can change the tables that we implemented in the last episode. Perhaps you are called in to clear up a messy database and you need to create new attributes within a table, or perhaps you forgot to set a foreign key when you created your table and you want to rectify that. We're going to have a look at how we can do all of these things today. So let's start out by looking at our database first here in the left side of the screen. If you remember, we created car sales last time. We're going to continue with this today. So we have two tables in here. We have our users and our zip codes. We're going to be using the zip code table to create and modify different types of keys and attributes today. So let's start by adding a new attribute to our zip codes. And the syntax for doing things with a table that's already created is alter table. And then you type out your name of the table you wish to change stuff in. Now we want to add something, an attribute. So we write in add, and let's say we want to add state. And we say we want it to have 5 characters. And there we go. Now, if we update zip codes here on the left, and we should see on the columns, we now have a fourth one labeled state. Now, when you are creating additional attributes in a table that's already populated with information, you need to be aware of that you can not state not null inside of your query because of the fact that as soon as you push that into the database, all of the entries inside of your zip codes is going to have a null, which breaches that requirement. So what you can do is just populate it afterwards and change it to accepting not nulls. Now, what if we decided that we wanted to change the data type of what we just added into our table here? So we added state and we gave it a data type of varchar. Now let's play with the idea that we want to have a state be an ID instead. So we wanted to have only numbers and we want to change this into integer. How would we do that? Well, we would have the first line the same, and then we would alter our column. Now we would have to type out which column. So we type out state and then simply push in the new data type and then we update it. So as you see here right now, it says varchar. If we were to refresh this, it now says integer. So that's how you update your data type on the attributes inside of your tables. So if you do screw this up, don't worry about it. You can use alter table and alter a column. Now, what if we wanted to make, let's say, state a foreign key to, I don't know, let's say street number. So we wanted to link the state back to the street number. How would we do that? Well, we would type in alter table, and then we would type in add foreign key. And so here we would state which attribute we wanted to include as a foreign key, which is on our zip code side. And then we simply type out that it references users and then street number. So now we execute. Well, right. Oh, because they're not okay. Well, I'm sorry. So we'll do user ID. There we go. The problem there was that the state had an integer and street number had a varchar. So we have to choose the same data type if we want to do a foreign key. So now it reaches from state all the way up to user ID. So if we update this now, you see state is now a foreign key. But what if we chose to remove the foreign key because we found it overflowing? Well, we would simply go back here again, and then we would type in alter table zip codes to specify that we want to change this table zip codes, and then we would type in drop constraint, and here we would then type in this entire string. So fk underscore zip codes underscore state, and then this unique string of letters, like so. And then if we run it, oh, I'm sorry, it has a double underscore. So this needs to completely match up with this. And then now if we run it, it completes successfully. So if we update this again, you see that the key is gone on the state. And if we update the keys, we only have a primary key now. All right, moving on. Last thing we're gonna have a look at is how to remove something from your table. So let's say we want to remove the state completely. Once again, our primary command is alter table, and then we tack on a class that says drop column. And then we simply type out state and we run it. Now, if we update this over here, you see that state is gone. So by doing this, we have gone through creating our attribute. We have gone through altering the actual column data type. So we changed it from varchar into an integer. And then we added a foreign key constraint. And then finally, we removed that constraint. And lastly, what we did was we deleted or dropped our column that we had labeled state. And that is all for today. So thank you for watching. And the next time we're going to look at how we can implement our data into these tables. So we're going to jump over to handle this inside of the second database that we have down here, which is already prepared with all of the tables from our previous episode when we had a look at our logical model. With that being said, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you next time.